welcome. Uh, Anybody that's just joining can see what's going on. I call it winter. Winter is coming. Oh, is winter here? We'll find out later why I have that time. Because I have a lot to unload as a United fan. I've kept my cool.
Summer's coming, maybe everybody. Summer vibes. You support Liverpool Football Club?
It's a good episode to have Linger on. First of all, anybody that's watching this, hit the subscribe button, like, share, subscribe. If you like our content, share with everyone, whether you're on Facebook or go to your YouTube channel. The link will be in the description. Linger, right? Linger, first time on the pod.
First time.
House cows. like I've heard from Bola, you are she's the leader of San Francisco Liverpool fans. Very intense. Liverpool's fine. I need to go wash my mouth after this. Liverpool. Well, thank you for joining us.
Of course.
Thank you for joining us. Daniel is back on the pod. I'm going to come for you, Daniel, for something.
Oh,
you didn't know I was set you up when I brought you on.
I knew you were. I'm
we have
ready.
some things to talk about.
I'm ready.
Like on CR7, the man who shall not be named.
Oh my God.
That's how I'm going to address you. That's your guy. Man who shall not be named. We have some things to unpack. But let's go ahead. Let's start with Liverpool. Let's talk, since this is your time. Before we start Liverpool,
start at the top of the table.
Let's talk about you first. Let's talk about you. When did you become a Liverpool fan? How did you become a Liverpool fan before we talk about Liverpool?
Yeah, so I'm from the Gambia, West Africa. Shout out to West Africa, best Africa, as a lot of us agree. And I went to school in England, actually. And in England, about half of my family supported United and half supported Liverpool.
Wow.
It became pretty clear I'd have to make a choice. And I wasn't even that into football, but I watched whatever the World Cup was when I was in high school, maybe 2006 World Cup, and was supporting England with the rest of my family and really liked that Steven Gerrard guy. So I was like, I'll just follow him and I'll follow his team. That guy seems pretty cool. And now look at me, 15 years later, I've gotten to meet the team, see them play, lots of fun stuff. Liverpool is pretty much my life.
Okay. So Steven Gerrard, like most people I know, that's what drew you there. How did you cope during the dark days of Liverpool? Let's start.
Oh man, I know you all need to start taking.
Let me take some notes.
Take notes.
We need notes now. Oh Lord, how did you get here?
I mean, what was both? I think the bad thing about me as a fan, but also the good thing, is that I'm pretty relentlessly optimistic. So in those seasons, we were 7th, 8th, whatever. Every single game, I was like, "This is our game. Let's do this." So I was always still excited to see what we would produce. Unfortunately, we're still pretty bad, and we produced nothing, so that made things a lot harder. I don't know. I think so much about football for me is being part of a community, which is why I love our Facebook group as well, which is why I love this channel so much. But in San Francisco, I have a really intense group of friends. We go to the 4:30 a.m. games at Kezar Pub. We're all together. We were maybe drinking a little bit to ease the pain, but I still got to spend a lot of time with people I care about. Even as I sort of watched through my fingers as my team fell apart.
That's good. So at what point, now the final question about Liverpool before we talk about present day Liverpool, at what point do you say, because I think a lot of Liverpool fans have different points where they saw that, okay, this is going to be real, like we're coming back. Like, at what point in, whether it's pre-club maybe or during club's tenure, did you know that this is coming, this is for real? This is not one of those, maybe we might win Champions League, but then fall apart. Like, at what point do you know that this is for real?
I mean, I've got to give a huge shout out to Brendan Rodgers. Brendan Rodgers' team was amazing. I don't think we got to where we wanted. Of course, we had terrible things happen, like Istanbul or the slip or whatever else it was. But the team under him, there's just a different kind of belief and confidence. And you can all see, anyone who watches football can see how Klopp has amplified that. He's, to me, the perfect manager for us. I think it was really under Rodgers, though, in those last years of Rodgers, thinking, wow, with this Coutinho and with Sterling and Suarez, I know they're all gone, but at the time, right, it just felt like something was coming back and something felt more special.
Okay, under Rodgers. Okay, that makes sense. Comment from Someone on Facebook says, in Oakland, I need to know this bar that opens for 4:30 a.m. games.
Keys our pub. It's in San Francisco, though.
Hey, no free.
Bola comes over. You should come over as well. Come hang out.
Free promo.
This is probably Bola. I don't know. So they're just pretending. Whether this is, or maybe this is actually Longy Fellock. I think it's probably him. One of the other Liverpool guys.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's dive into present day Liverpool. You guys are second, right? You guys are second.
I think after Chelsea wins, now we're second. We were first last time I checked. That's all I remember.
It's first last time I checked. Oh, okay. This is actually Newcastle fan, Raji. Okay, thanks for the comment. He's a Newcastle.
Hey, Raji.
Yeah. So yeah, you call the keys on. Yeah, go join 4:30 a.m. Wow, that's super dedication. I was in I think I was in the West Coast a couple of weeks ago. I had a 4:30 a.m. game. Like, it was the Villa game we lost. So the night before, I was out with friends, and I was telling them, I thought about it. I'm like, United has a 4:30 a.m. kickoff. This United I'm watching this season.
Is it worth it?
I mean, does United ever deserve people to watch them, though? Like, I don't know about all that. I don't know.
Okay.
Ooh, I don't know.
So 2 hours back home, I'm like, nah, I'm gonna sleep. When I woke up and I saw, we lost. Okay,
yeah.
I'm glad I watched that.
Yesterday, I literally just rolled over. As you can see, I have a lot of Liverpool stuff behind me, so I just rolled over, pulled out my laptop, and was like, I cannot make it today. I am tired.
Oh, you didn't watch the Liverpool game yesterday?
I did watch it, but I watched it in bed at 4:30, not at the bar at 4:30.
No, wow. It's like, that's super commitment. Okay. Present day Liverpool, second, unbeaten in any competition, if I'm correct, right? Unbeaten, not lost the game. Van Dijk is back. Salah has gone supernova at this point, in my opinion. Like everything, people should throw things at him. Like the angry man, like you call him, a couple of weeks ago, saying he doesn't have street football talent or whatever he was saying there. People say he doesn't have that X factor. I've heard everything about Salah for so many years.
You know, we don't listen. We don't listen to that anymore.
Even as a
One
United
season
fan,
wonder, like, all right, whatever.
I speak to him like, scoring goals, this volume of goals every season is an X factor. Guys, let's stop this nonsense.
He's throwing in assists into. I remember 2-3 seasons ago when Mane got subbed off and he threw like a whole fit of rage. And I'm like, looking back at that, like I remember Salah was incredibly selfish that season.
Yeah.
But like his growth has almost been like exponential. It's like Liverpool fans have been telling us he keeps getting better, but I think I started paying attention, like, maybe second half of last season. I was like, okay, yeah, like I'm like, this guy's actually improving, and like, and it's insane to see that he's probably not at his prime yet. And I'm like, this is probably how Liverpool fans felt watching Ronaldo back in 07, 08. And I'm like, damn.
Yeah, I agree. I think that, I think most good strikers are selfish at points. There were moments when it frustrated me, especially as a Mane super fan. I'd get frustrated about it. But just he's unplayable right now. Yeah. Really, it's like he's playing Mario and he got the star or something. No one can do anything for him. A goal, an assist every single game except one, I think.
Yeah, game week 2, except game week 2.
So the simple question:
it's unbelievable.
Liverpool title favorites now. And I know you guys have this thing. Let me just rephrase this. Everybody I know that have come from Ola to Bola to even Ryan, and even the guy who hardly comes on here anymore. What's his name again? Dags. They have this thing where they feel like, if you say we're favorites, something bad is going to happen. Please stop it. That's like me.
Listen.
All of a sudden, United is going to become good. Stop it. We know what's going on. Let's just stop it. So be honest with yourself. What you tell yourself when nobody's watching, you're not putting any bad vibes. Do you think Liverpool are title favorites?
All I'm saying is we don't stay in the streets running our mouths like other teams. For me, it's all about the next game, the game after that. We'll see. Of course, we're title favorites, though. Come on. Look at this team. And look at this team and how well they play together, because you can look at a lot of the teams in the league right now and be like, wow, this is a great team. but you don't really see it on the pitch like with you guys, right? So I think we're title favorites in a more competitive year. So I always think we're going to win it, even when we ended up coming in 9th or 10th, like I said. I think we could win it. I'm a little wary that other teams will get into a high gear as well, though. It's just a long season.
Who's the other teams, though? I like specific. Be specific. Who are the other teams? Who you think is going to get a high gear?
Brentford, Wolves. No, Chelsea and City. Chelsea and City. I mean, it's funny because we're just so used to City being amazing that I don't know if people talk about it anymore, but they're still kind of just demolishing everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, they don't have any fans, right? So no one talks about it.
Stadium is always empty. We know that. Yeah, see. No, Yannicka, I'm just joking. We still need to go on the pod. We have a sit. I hear now. Yeah. She comes on from time to time. Like, we're just joking. She wants you to come here.
Do you think we're title favorites?
Do I think?
In your heart?
Absolutely. See, I think people always say this, and now I believe it is like, but mine has not to do with the fact that United is not good again. I've been this way for years. Like, I consume a lot of football. Even when I was United fan, I consume United football and a lot of football. Because
what you mean when you were?
I know. Are you done?
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're done?
Are you coming to the light? You know what? You can become a Liverpool fan.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. I'd rather support
6-time champions of Europe. It's like, I don't know what y'all have.
So what I mean is, like, of course, when we're great, at the time I was great, I was to consume a lot of football. But now that we're not that good, it's easy to consume a lot of football. And I say the phrase that I've always known for a very long time, even before you joined, I don't know when you joined the Facebook group. I think early on of Klopp, like, it's well documented. I was one of the few people that was like, this guy is a problem. I said it from the beginning. I said all that needs to happen is backing. If Liverpool back this guy correctly, he's going to play. I have a post from 2016. I said this. That this guy is going to fly. I remember we were laughing when he was getting Mane, and because I know. So the second team I support is Dortmund, right? Dortmund. I remember.
So you know Klopp well.
Yes, I do. I was telling people this. Like, I warned people years ago about this. Like, this guy is going to fly, and
he's magic.
We can hope is that he doesn't get back in. Immediately I saw Liverpool like, put the upsets in order when they got Michael Edwards, started using analytics more, started doing all those things. I was like, oh God.
It's gonna be a rough 8 years.
We're in trouble now because it's like, oh my goodness. And I think so now back to touch favorites this season. I think Liverpool is right up there with City, in my opinion. I know I picked Chelsea beginning of season to win the league, but the one thing I feared for Chelsea, and I know, and Daniel could remember, I kind of said it, was I feel like they don't have volume goals in them. They just don't. And that is going to be hard to win this league.
Yeah.
This version of the league. The version of the league where Liverpool is in transition, City's in transition, yes, that will probably fly. Not this version of the league. Exactly. Like, people have to understand where the league is and where teams are. Yeah. This version of the league, this thing Tuchel trying, which is amazing. I think he's an amazing coach too. But you don't have volume goals. And
like them you need that when because we're all at like a stable point.
Correct. And, and that was the main reason why Conte could do what Conte did back then. A lot of teams were in transition.
Yeah.
Well, not a lot of teams. I take that back. 1 or 2 top teams were in transition.
Right.
That's why he could do that whole 1-0, 2-0. And that's what Tuchel's trying to do. That's why I put in topics Conte 2.0. That's kind of what he's trying to do. It's going to work. I feel like at some point, like, they have some injuries now. They're going to have a couple of draws that will just make them just fall off a little bit of Liverpool and City. That's what I think. Yeah. Because I think those two, what they are doing, they've clocked it so much that it's like, it's ridiculous. Like, the level that they've become like robots now. Those two teams have become like robots.
I think they're our biggest rivals right now. Like, that's the biggest game of the season, I think, for a lot of people. And like, if you look at the last few years, someone compiled these stats, and like, Liverpool and City have like gained the most points and are 1 point off from each other. I can't remember who's top, Liverpool or City, but the other team is 1 point behind over the last few seasons. I mean, it's really wild. Both of these teams are really playing at a sort of frightening best.
It is, and I think, of course, Klopp and Pep push each other. I will go to Daniel a little bit now. I think I've talked enough about this.
You want to stop talking about Liverpool doing well? Come on, man. There's more to say about our game.
One thing I'd say is
haters.
City and Liverpool have given us like vintage Barclays over the past 3-4 seasons. It's like you feel it's like you watch a game, especially like the last game, you watch it and it's like, I can't believe you enjoy the sport. They bring everything out there, and leave it all out there on the field, even in terms of like the pack. We United is one thing we always talk about, passion. I mean, passion without talent is like, what's the point? And it's like you see passion, you see talent, you see tactics, mind games, everything. It's just, if we were to encapsulate the entirety of what the Barclays Premier League is all about, put it into a bottle, it's going to be definitely like Man City versus Liverpool fixture. It's just peak.
It is peak, because it's like exceptional coaching and exceptional talent.
Players, yep,
combined together to like they're well-oiled machines.
Yeah,
like well-oiled machines, and you can see it. You can see it, and that is why, you can see that that's the main reason why Tuchel has gone this very like, man, the only way I can compete with these guys is just be ultra defensive, where it's like go to nick a goal and make sure we defend so compact that 1 or 2 goals will always be okay.
And a user just said, right, don't write off City or Chelsea yet. Liverpool played against 10 men, Chelsea and fire blank. Chelsea are resilient. That's the defending you're talking about. I was really frustrated that we couldn't kill that game. And I was like, but look at this defending. I know what we're supposed to do.
I made the post then. I remember making the post. It's like, hey, if it wasn't already obvious before, I mean, they won Champions League. Tuchel is a damn good coach. Like, you could see it like in the structure, in where everybody was, where everybody stood. I mean, that defending was probably one of the best defending I've seen in a long time. In Anfield, because Liverpool tried everything to exploit this place.
Yeah.
5 players in, they were hitting into the gaps. They came to the center. Chelsea were just like stopping everything.
Seriously.
Okay, Kwame, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Good, guys.
You have a new name, actually. Lingard calls you the angry man.
Listen, I'll take that as long as this daycare teacher leaves my club. When he leaves,
I'll tell you what we want.
When he leaves,
first of all, daycare teachers, home ec teachers, useful, helpful members of society. So don't insult them.
You know what? That is, you're right. That's actually
tells you all you need to know.
Because daycare teachers actually have a use.
Tells you all you need to know that rival fans are all Ole in, and I'm like,
I love him. Prayers. I pray for him every day.
Let him stay forever. Give him a contract. Give him, man. Okay. Anyway,
let's talk. Okay, I got Kwame. Liverpool talk. What are your thoughts about Liverpool? General consensus. I have favorites. I've moved in my poll. I've moved them above. I know Chelsea are top. I moved them above Chelsea right now.
So you're asking me like in general this season or with the last game? Because
no, this season. Just this season. What you've seen.
Oh yeah. Coming into this season, I was one of those people who pretty much I put Chelsea and Manchester City at the forefront of the title race, and my position was that look, if one of them slip up, if one of them slips up, then Liverpool, can put them to it. Now I'm gonna have to change my position and say that I'm replacing Chelsea with Liverpool, and the title race, regardless of the way the table looks, it's still early days. Regardless of what it looks like now, the title race is really between Liverpool and Manchester City, just like it's been over the last 4 years.
Exactly.
And Chelsea, bruh, it's peak for them because I don't. The firepower with which Liverpool plays football is just ridiculous. And as jealous as I am, I have to respect him. Jurgen Klopp, I caught the last few sentences.
Wow, you have a
get out of here.
Make sure
you gotta. Okay. You don't have to rub it in. Okay.
I do have to rub it in. That's why I'm on this podcast today.
Oh my gosh.
But Jurgen Klopp is a damn good coach.
He is, man.
I have to. First of all, people need to start and I'm gonna bring this back to United because shit.
No, we're going to go back there. We are United is the next section.
I hate when people talk about the situation at United and compare that to what was happening at Liverpool when Jurgen Klopp when Klopp took over. Klopp is not Ollie's mate. Let's start with that. Okay, no. Klopp, stop the comparisons because before Klopp ever stepped foot on English soil, right? He started at Mainz, and I think within 2 to 3 seasons, he brought them up the Bundesliga, right? And then he left, and I think a few years after he left, they relegated, and they've never been back. Is that correct?
No, they're back. They're back.
Oh, they're back now. Okay.
Yeah.
Then he went to Dortmund, and for 2 seasons, he held Bayern Munich to a ransom, right? Won the league over there, and I believe he made it to a Champions League final. Did he not?
Yeah.
So, bruh, this man had
he won the league back to back.
Back to back, exactly. And since then, guess what? Dortmund ain't ever won the league since.
Nope.
Okay? So, please, this man had an actual resume. The man had actual job experience. He wasn't.
He didn't relegate Cardiff.
Bruh. And people need to stop. They need to stop talking about, oh, Klopp needed 6 years to do. No. He had an actual CV. He had a resume. He had experience. Mm-hmm. There was evidence of his coaching. And for me, I know I missed the. I wasn't there for for last week's show with the managers.
Yep.
I'm putting Klopp ahead of everybody else. Klopp is my number 1 manager in the world right now.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I know you have that. Quick comment from one of who's an Arsenal fan. It's actually surprising that even with the signing of Ronaldo and Sancho, United fans still didn't back their club to win the league. That's a serious lack of confidence. I mean, I said it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. No.
I mean, we knew from the very beginning that we're assembling this team to feel good. It's vibes, right? That's what we said. From the very vibes. We just love.
Now everyone can get one more Ronaldo jersey, but not win anything. It's fine.
To back up your point about Klopp, Ole thing, and then we'll move on to City and Chelsea discussion real quick. I remember then when people were doing that comparison, I had so many arguments about it. I was like, okay, at this level of progress, Liverpool, right? Liverpool already got to the Champions League final. 3 years in, they got to the Champions League final.
Yeah.
It's very simple. At that same level, where did we get to? We got to the Europa final last year.
And we lost, bro.
The competition we should have not.
On 12 penalties.
and we lost at the semifinal the year before.
Yeah. So it's like I had someone who was telling me this then, and when I just said that ended the conversation. It's like, okay, like this, just stop it. First of all, it's not compared. It's not because Liverpool were in a worse state than United were. They were in a worse state when Klopp took over. They were in a worse state. Look at the players they had. You could Lingier can tell us. Remember the players you guys had? You guys are like Sacco, players like.
Listen, I'm a real one. I was still out in these streets supporting Liverpool. Saying
they had Alberto Moreno.
Borini. We had Borini out here, like
Borini. Jesus.
Balotelli.
Did Balotelli score a single goal for you guys?
He scored.
Okay.
But like 3. He scored more than Sancho, so y'all better relax.
Okay.
Nice. Nice. I'll give you that. Nice one. I set myself up for that one, didn't I?
Wow, you guys spicy. Wow, okay, I like this. She came with the spice. Someone says, Jola, stop disrespecting me. He won Norwegian League with Sparta. He has a CV job experience.
I feel like there's a slight difference maybe between winning the Norwegian League and winning the Bundesliga and one team league.
And I took QPR to the Champions League final in Football Manager. So what are we talking about?
Bro, let me tell you how good I am in football.
I have a CV.
Let me tell you how good I am with Football Manager. I started at Watford and I took them to the Champions League final.
Did you win?
I can wake up from a coma and coach Mulder.
Did you win? That's a good question. Did you win in your Football Manager?
I did.
You did?
I don't know.
You reloaded the save. You reloaded the save, huh?
Oh God, was it the wheel? You believe in him. I believe you. I think that also, like, I know that it's almost cliche to talk about Klopp as a man manager, but I just feel like you see they die for him. You can see it on the pitch. And I don't know if I see that in that many other teams. I know that a lot of City players have a close connection with Guardiola. I'm sure United players have a connection with Ole. Like, but when you just look at, he's improved every single player on our team, like by leaps and bounds. And I don't think every manager can say that about everyone on their team. Like Salah was always good, but look at him now. Or Virgil was always good, but wasn't necessarily like second on the Ballon d'Or list back then, right? So he's improved everybody so much.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, just end on Liverpool, or I changed the thumbnail to Chelsea. To end on Liverpool, I think the thing people always, when they say people have managers improve players, is sometimes, right, it's not necessarily individual one-on-one coach I'm going to teach you how to like dribble better. It's how the players function better in the team, meaning the coach has improved the team holistically. How they play, it has improved like tremendously. Because I remember the progress of Liverpool. I remember when Liverpool will play any big team, they'll press you and they'll beat you. Liverpool was very good at the big games, but then they'll play Burnley the next week and it'll be 3-3 or 2-2 or 0-0. They'll concede a lot of goals on the break and they couldn't break down big, like low blocks. I remember this very well. And it was when they figured out how to break down low block that they just flew.
When we bought the second best defender in the world, because second most expensive, because the most expensive defender in the world, Harry Maguire, maybe you have some thoughts on him, but our defending just totally changed, and then that changed our team's identity.
That changed, yeah, I think so. I agree.
And you guys have to sell to buy.
Absolutely. Thank you, Barcelona. I don't know what you were thinking, but I.
Oh my goodness, that's like probably one of the best piece of business.
Oh my God, it's unbelievable.
Done. Based on impact, when you just look at impact, like Virgil, Alisson, that impact on that defense, my goodness. You just remember how Liverpool were 17-18, even out, 16-17, 17-18, and 18-19. You could just see that boom. Like when they say progress is not linear, Liverpool was the best. They went from like boom, and just went like, and I was just like, whoa!
It also helps that they were able to get like actually develop like young players, because I don't think prior to Trent, I don't know of any say like a core Liverpool player from the academy who's like gone on to make it. The bulk of them end up getting sold to Bournemouth for 30 million.
Right.
So
and some more good business though.
Yeah, exactly, which is another crazy thing. Like Jordan, eBay, and all these guys like who are nowhere now.
Blanky.
That's true. So let's dive into Man City. We'll come back to Lingard. I know you said Man City you think is but when you look at Man City now, I guess the question I want to ask specific questions. When you look at Man City now, what's the biggest flaw you see in them right now?
I mean, I think something about the way they link when they're attacking just doesn't quite work. Maybe it's because they don't have like an out-and-out clear striker or don't play them. But I don't know. They score a lot of goals, but I never look at them and think, wow, this person will definitely score today. There's no one who really convinces me that they're going to be the one to score goals like there is for us as much. I mean, their defending is so unreal, though. So to an extent, it doesn't matter. But if I had to choose a weakness in a side that has very few, the attacking isn't always guaranteed as much. They still score in every game, though. So maybe I'm just talking bullshit.
You're actually not. I know what you're trying to say is like when they had Aguero, you knew like if everything else fails, if this man gets one chance, bang. Like they don't have that again. And they don't have that again. And they've gone away from that point of focus, as a striker thing to like everybody's a striker.
Nobody's a striker.
Yeah, exactly. Nobody's a striker. Exactly. They try to win the league doing that, and that's scary. Daniel, you want to go? What do you think?
I think Pep is determined to prove to everyone that I can do this. So come January, don't expect City to be in for a striker. Pep is a very proud man. He's a very proud man. And even I think Arteta even talked, I think the time before they faced each other early this season, Arteta said, last season? Arteta said that this was his plan from the very beginning, like even while Arteta was still, under him. He's like, this was what he had envisioned to go into, without. He's always liked to play like this, but just had to conform to like the traditional methods. And it's funny, seeing the Man City. I remember, when they started getting crazy with Mancini and Pellegrini, all these guys. It's like they would be stacked with like 4 or 5 strikers. You'd be racking your brain on fantasy, trying to like, do I pick Aguero? Do I pick Balotelli? Dzeko? Even from as far back as the Joes and the Robinhos, and they've always been stacked with strikers. So now it's it's more inside forwards, and I mean the game is changing. And one thing about Klopp is
Pep.
Pep is his impact in terms of. I mean, he can basically interchange them at this point. But one thing about Pep, and I mean that's why I rank him as number one in that list, is he's literally like he has been the one to literally determine how the evolution of the modern game has progressed.
Yeah.
So I feel like if he can go through this season. And I think you said earlier in the group chat how it's a copycat league, right? So if he can go through this season and finish strong, even if he doesn't win the league, finish strong second with no striker, I feel like the striker role might be phasing out very soon. That's just to show how much of an impact. But I mean, with regards to them going all the way, I think they, like I said, they can definitely last. And Chelsea, they're very good defensively. I mean, it's getting to a point where it's almost like we're watching haram ball all over. It's like Tony Pulis 20. I mean, it's nice because like it's defensively solid, but where are you going to score the goals? I mean, we know Werner is Werner. No, I won't comment past that. And then Ayo knows how I feel about Lukaku. So
wait, I don't know how you feel. How do you feel?
How I feel about Lukaku. Lukaku's a great striker, but he's just not like next level. He's just not next level, and that's okay. And I feel like people keep trying to force this, and he keeps trying to force this. He's good enough. But I don't think, they'll come, they'll bring up his, Ronaldo, R9 numbers in Inter Milan. I'm like, bro, like, no. There's a running joke. Lukaku will score you goals, but wallahi, you don't know what they're for. And it's. I mean, in terms of impact, like he will get you. I mean, against the minnows, he would bag the goals, but his top 6 record, it's just not there, And that's what you need. I feel like for a striker, you need that extra, little something for you to say, okay, we're building this on this guy's back. But I think Tuchel might prove me wrong, but I mean it's a defensive masterclass all around. But man, on the attacking front, not looking good at all. So
let me take this comment before I go to Jola. Let me here again. It says City has 0 flaws. In fact, having no striker makes them better. They won the league last season without Aguero playing in the majority of games. Why should they change? Good point. I'll tell you why they change. I'll tell you why. Let me answer that now. In my opinion, why they should change is, like I said last season, the way the league last season is not the league this season. You always have to understand the changes. Where teams are in transition. Liverpool had their whole defense out and midfielders for long-term injuries. So Liverpool wasn't Liverpool, right? Chelsea, of course, did the whole legend to Lampard. I mean, for half of the season, that didn't work out. Kind of where we are now. Chelsea did the team with Lampard, so Tuchel came halfway. So it's not the same season, right? And that's why United was able to come second, right? So City were able to get away with a lot of things last season just because of where the league was. Then the third, I think the most important factor we forget is that last season was a heavy COVID-19 impacted season. Players missing out, injuries, unfit players. There were a lot of fluctuations last season. And I think the fitness level, and stats came out, right? The fitness level of most teams wasn't anywhere close. The pressing stats were down, intensity was down, everything was down last season. So I think doing that last season versus this season, it's not going to work. I personally think they'll be fine, like Daniel said. I think they'll be fine enough to like probably come second. But like a lot of teams, if they go ahead of City, they usually struggle most times to come back. when they go down.
Yeah.
Back, there's no focal point. They can't go high. They can't go all the box. So what they will do, teams will just make sure those that overloads, they double up. So I think it's going to be harder for them to replicate that same no striker thing, get that level of points again. They might even get that level of points, but guess what? Liverpool get more. That's what I think is going to happen. That's personally what I think. That's kind of where I am now. Maybe when we get to 15 games, everything might change again. But right now, I'm just doing what I see now. I think Liverpool are better. Okay, Kwame, let's go. City. Thoughts about it? Think they can go all the way?
I think Liverpool is the only thing that can stop them from going all the way. Like you said, last season Liverpool they were destroyed by injuries. Unless the same curses bewitch Liverpool this season, I don't see City going all the way without a striker. They will come close because like Jen said, they played with no Aguero last season and they still won it. Of course, it was a different league last season. But I think football is even changing to a point where traditional number 9s are being completely phased out. So
Germany don't have one. They qualified first for the World Cup. Germany don't have one. They've qualified first for the World Cup.
Right. So Pep and Klopp have made the traditional number 9 a little more redundant over the last few years. I think the only top European team with a legit real number 9, I'm not counting Lukaku, is probably Bayern Munich with Lewandowski, right? Once those Erling Haaland. I'm sorry, he's yet to prove to me that his I know.
Really?
I know.
46 games, 46 goals.
Be coming down. What I'm trying to say is this. It's nice when you do it in the Bundesliga.
Yeah.
And you do it in Champions League. That's all right. I need him to step it up. I mean, Sancho was doing bits in the Bundesliga. I mean, he's still yet to catch on right now. So what I'm trying to say is this: they're playing in Germany, and they have very good. They obtain high level of performances in Germany. When they come to England, it's a different ball game. So I would like to see Erling Haaland get that, because Dortmund is a stepping stone for him, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be that big move in the next 1 or 2 years. So when he gets that big move to wherever, and he maintains those high numbers, performing in the league, delivering the league and the Champions League, well then, of course, it becomes a moot point then. But back to Manchester City, I think they'll be fine. It's just that, look, you can't. It's the Premier League. Nobody has the divine rights to win in the league 2 years in a row. So if they don't win the league, it will not be because they have suffered some monumental failure or whatever. And I think the priority is the Champions League anyway, because for the league, for them, it's a been there, done that situation, right? And I think they have a better chance of winning the Champions League without a number 9 than winning the league without a number 9. That's just me.
Okay. That's a good point. What about Chelsea? What are your thoughts about Chelsea before we go back to Linger? Talk about Chelsea.
With Chelsea, I think, look, we've worshipped Thomas Tuchel enough, and there is no doubt. I mean, the man is a legit scholar of tactical football. He knows what he's doing, especially in terms of maintaining a defensive shape. He knows how to do that. Lukaku was supposed to be the missing piece, and I think he is. It's just that, look, Lukaku gone Lukaku. You know what I'm saying? Like, the man if you're winning a game 3-0, Lukaku will score 2 goals and make it 5-0, right? He did the same thing when it was with us. So again, that's why, and I agree with that. That's why Lukaku will never, for me, of course, the volume, he gets bags of goals, but just to make it that, top level of elite striker, like Mo Salah type striker. I mean, Mo Salah's not a striker, but goal scorer type player. He's not gonna get there. That top level goal scorer. He's a goal scorer. I don't think he's a world class goal scorer. He is not. And you can't keep scoring all your goals against Newcastle and Bournemouth and Leicester and Brighton and in the top. I can count how many goals this guy scored against the top six throughout his time at Manchester United, right? And I think so far he's had 0. I
think it was 1 or something.
Oh, see,
for us, I think it was like 1.
So Lukaku will, we know what to get from him.
Yes, Chelsea.
But the good thing about Chelsea as a whole is I think they can get goals from all over the pitch. They were doing that without Lukaku. It's just that right now, unlike the Manchester City team, they have a focal point to which they can direct the attack. So they won't win the league. I don't think so. Not based on the evidence we've seen so far, but they'll be all right. They'll probably end up with an FA Cup or something. I don't know.
You don't think they'll repeat Champions League? Double.
Hell no. It ain't gonna happen.
What are your thoughts, Chelsea? What do you think their flaws are from what you've seen so far?
Me? Did you say me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, I think they've been really good, but I went into the season feeling really apprehensive about them in terms of how they'd sort of like bought new players, bought Lukaku, who, whenever I'm not watching him play consistently, I think he's a lot better than he is than when I watch him play consistently, actually. So when he was like in Italy, I was like, yeah, Lukaku is so great. And now I'm watching him play more and I'm like, and I put him in my fantasy team. So this is very personal on my behalf. If he's not going to do more, then what's the point of this man? But no, I think that, I don't know. I mean, I think Tuchel is really good. And I think that they will hold on to leads really well. And I know, I think you're all just saying that everyone can score goals, but I think Lukaku and Timo just have to step it up a lot more. I think that's especially if they're trying to repeat the Champions League or trying to win the league seriously. I think they need more reliable strikers.
I agree. Like they need people. Literally, Chelsea need people or strikers that will win them games or points they have no business winning.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Right.
That's what they need. That's exactly.
They need strikers who you can rely on against the big six, because that will be the difference.
Yeah,
that will be the difference. They will smash up. The rest of the minnows. But then when it comes to playing those top teams, and that's where titles are decided really among the big teams. So what's gonna happen?
Yeah. You can kind of see that going that route now, like where it's going to be decided is those 3 games when they play each other, when they play the other teams. It's kind of leaning towards there. I think the other thing though that I always thought about, and I think I said at the beginning of the season, is I feel like Chelsea need like a reliable either goal scoring midfielder.
A goal scoring midfielder, you said?
Yeah. Just the way they play. It's probably only Liverpool that can get away with just having workhorse midfielders, because they have Salah, Mane that will score every season without fail.
And our midfielders can score. They just choose not to.
I mean, Fabinho gives us the 30-yard screamer every now and then.
So does Hendo, and then got Milner, the oldest man alive, still running up and down these fields. But no, we get away with it. I agree.
Yeah, Liverpool can, because just have like 2 guys, and it looks like Firmino is getting back to Firmino
and Jota whenever we play him.
And Jota, exactly. They have forwards. Let's just say they have forwards who are reliable volume goal scorers.
Yeah.
Chelsea have only Lukaku. Timo is still struggling, and it looks like mentally something has happened. Like, that confidence is gone. There was a point yesterday against Brentford. Lukaku slipped him in.
Yeah.
I was like, shoot.
I'm like, shoot.
I'm like,
yeah.
That's when you know that the confidence is gone. It's drained from out of him. So when you see that, I think Chelsea need like a reliable goal scoring midfield, like how City have like a KDB or Gundogan had to be last season, where it's got like 13 or 14 goals. They need somebody like that for me, because if they don't get that, I think when Lukaku is in a drought, kind of like he is now, they'll have to be struggling for like the nip and tuck corner kick goal. Somebody is like, can you really do this? It's possible that they can. I just think when we get to Christmas, every 3 days, that period, this idea of Conte 2.0 thing, I don't think it will work. I really don't. I don't think that's why I think they won't lose a lot of games, but I think they're going to have like draws here and there. This period where the players are not at peak physical condition, and you expect them to be like just consistently compact. They need to be able to score goals. And that's what would make them drop. And I think the drop won't be that like significant. I think it will be one of those things where it's like they'll end up like 6-7 points off, Liverpool and City. That's what I think will happen to them. Like eventually, when they get down the stretch, that's what I foresee them, because they just need more goals from midfield. They cannot keep doing this. Oh, Lukaku. They can't keep doing this. We have to move to Manchester United. Oh Lord.
Oh man.
Right.
Man.
This is why I take my lead.
Cracking my knuckles. Y'all trash.
Before we go there, let's take this comment. Onema says, I disagree. Titus. Oh wait, sorry, I think I missed his previous comment. Told you my next level, Daniel. Football is a team game. City don't have a striker. They score lots of goals. Chelsea's supporting cast needs support Lukaku better. Belgium, his ratio is 1 goal a game. Lewandowski doesn't have that record for Poland.
Poland is a different team than Belgium.
I mean, KDB said it himself even after they played in the Nations League. I mean, it's just Belgium. Like you have like the standout players, and then you have the rest of them. I mean, I don't necessarily consider like teams like Belgium, for instance, they're a great team. As you have mentioned, they're a great team with the names and star players that they have. But like those goals that he has scored for Belgium, what has he gotten? 3rd place in the World Cup. And you want me to put him on the same pedestal as R9? Like, come on. That's what I mean by next level. Like the goals are going to be, anyone can score goals, right? But what is the value of the goal? Like
not anyone can score goals, please. Let's start this.
Okay. What I mean is by anyone can, a striker, like your job is to score goals. But like for you to, in my opinion, for you to be next level, they have to be crucial. They have to be valuable. Like Jola said, your team, I'm sure, like I said, like goals you have no business scoring, like Salah impact. That is what the Ronaldos, the Benzemas, like that is what they are about. The crucial goals. Not, I'm winning 3-0, you come, you score 2 goals. Even in the Europa, that Inter's Europa run, like he scored a goal like towards the end of the game or something, and it's like, okay, he scored, like, okay, that's a record, but like, what did it matter? So I mean,
I think personally, I think he's a world-class striker. I don't think he's elite. I put elite above world-class.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And what I'm saying is that is okay. That is okay. I feel like people are trying to force the whole. I mean, it's great, like good, applaud him for like what he's doing, but let's not act like this guy is not getting the respect he deserves. No, he's getting the right level of respect he deserves, because he's not gone to that next level in terms of like getting those crucial goals, that elite status, and that's where he wants to be looked at. And as a United fan, with all like the drama and everything after he left, like from like all the interviews and it's always like, okay, he's asking to be, he's demanding that respect. And I'm like, you have the right level of respect, in my opinion. You're just not elite. Like, that's what I mean by next level.
Next level, that's fair. And I disagree a little bit in the respect thing, because of I think it was very, very disrespected by United fans, United media, United old boys in the media. Gary Neville, I'll call him out. People like Gary Neville that were like,
I'm tired of that guy, man.
Saying a lot of crap. Oh yeah, he's going to get one of my awards.
One of
my awards for the week. So I think he was disrespected, in my opinion. He was, but I agree. I think he's not elite. I don't think he's a Lewandowski. I don't think he's a Harry Kane at peak levels. I don't think he's a Salah. He's not that guy. But the reality, let's be very honest. Also, we have to throw some factor of teams he's played for. United were in disarray when he played. Let's be clear. Let's clear that out. United were in disarray. In Inter, he did very well. The only team you can say very good team, he won the league for them. He was Serie A Player of the Year. He deserved it. He was good.
For them or with them?
He won them for. He won for them. He did.
Nah, he won it with them, fam.
For them or with them?
He won it with them. Okay, what does that mean? I don't know what. He won it with them. He won it with them, and he was extremely good. He was extremely good. He's had the highest goal contributions in the league. He was good. It was Inter that was in the drought, 10 years drought too. You have to respect on his name. He did very well then.
Yeah.
Very well. So let's see what he does. If he can push himself to the next level over the next 3 years with Chelsea. It's the big money signing now.
Yep.
The world is his oyster. Let's see what he does. That's all I can say about Lukaku. Onome says, let me take final comments. Titles are not against top 6 of it. If you win the other 32 games, that's 96 points. The big 6 games are overrated on importance because we all want to say cracking game. Chelsea are fine guys. They've only been outplayed by City, and in fairness, City will outplay anybody.
Let me clarify. I think he was responding to when I was talking about Lukaku was not scoring against the big 6, and that's when things are decided, right? Yeah. What I mean by that is this: if you compare the record of Liverpool, Chelsea, and Manchester City at the end of the season, we can look at it. If you compare those records, the records of those teams against non-big 6 teams down the table, they will almost be identical, right? So at that point, when the points are so close, it is your performance against the big 6 that will deliver you the title. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
So you mean for this season, the way the league is
this season? Yeah, for this season.
That makes sense. Yeah, I agree. Yeah. This is one of the few seasons I agree, but I don't agree with the 4-horse title race we're trying to pedal. I make sure I quickly, please.
It's maximum of 3-horse title race.
Right? I don't think there's any 3-horse title race. It's going to be 2. When we get to, in my opinion, we get to March, April, the 2 teams we're looking at like, these are the 2 that can win will be Liverpool and City. That's my personal opinion. I might be wrong.
I agree.
Let's go to the topic we did not really want to talk about. I'm going to be quiet a lot here.
He doesn't wear glasses anymore.
I know. I miss them. We should have an episode about Klopp's glasses.
Okay,
did he get LASIK or he wears contacts now?
I think he got LASIK.
Yeah, he got LASIK.
I know you know this.
Big money.
Why do you even know this? Linga, why do you know this?
I read everything.
She probably referred him to her doctor.
Exactly.
Okay. You know what? Let most bitter away even rivals anymore. I think we just stop. We stop deceiving ourselves. All the United fans for claiming rivalry when we are not doing. Okay, let's talk to our historical rival. Let me use historical rivals. From your opinion, all right. If you have to name, because I'll keep it short. I want to keep this within an hour, maybe 10 minutes max. This whole pod, and we're already at 52 minutes. In your opinion, what are the 3 major problems at Manchester United, Linga?
Well, I dislike everything about Manchester United, apart from
What
Marcus.
are your top 3?
I love Rashford.
That was the question. What are the 3 major problems? That's just what you dislike.
Listen, I'm just excited to see y'all.
She's just rubbing it in. Like,
Harry Maguire is overrated as hell. Sancho, I think it's too soon to say he was a mistake, but it's just not quite working yet. He just doesn't seem like the same player to me. So my thing is, like, I don't think you still don't really have an identity, and I think that actually makes it easier to play football if you know what you're supposed to be doing. And I don't watch many United games because I hate you guys so much, but when I watch, it's not clear to me sometimes, like, what the cohesion, the identity, the spirit. And I know these are all very abstract things, but if someone asked me how do Liverpool play or how do City play, I could explain it so clearly. And with United, I still, even after a few years with the same manager, it's just not as clear to me. Maybe you all see what your identity is and you can tell me, but I don't see it.
I can give you some people's phone numbers to call if you want to ask them what the identity.
Are these the people you be cursing out in the Facebook group? Because I don't know about all that.
Your best friends.
So identity. I mean, that's
you gotta love them though. We love them.
Are we finished your thoughts? I don't want to like override your. You finished them?
No, honestly, I mean, I just don't think you're very good, and I think it comes down to the manager. I just don't think you're being managed well. So, like I said, I'm praying for him. May he stay forever. But I think that's just the biggest fault. Because on paper, I think you're a good team. I do, really, angrily. Mm-hmm. I was so mad when Ronaldo came back. But then I was like, we still have the same manager, so it's vibes.
The Only on Vibe show.
I don't want to be that guy, but you guys have a chance to change that on Sunday.
It's true. Yeah, I'm excited.
Like
Oh,
it,
yeah,
that's how down bad I am.
When I saw first of all, I don't know why he played Maguire anyways, but I saw him and I just imagined Maguire looking at like Mo and Sadio and Bobby, and I just felt warm inside.
Yeah.
Daniel,
Yeah.
take it from here. Keep your. We are going to talk about predictions.
Oh, okay.
Because it's this
United in disarray. Yeah, I mean, obviously, beginning of the season when we all came here, I said, okay, I just want to enjoy the game as like I said, I was on vibes.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, yeah, the Ronaldo whatever from a tactical point. You brought up that up how that could hinder the impact, and I'm like, okay, this is where the coaching comes into question. And it's one thing I've noticed, especially after yesterday's defeat. It's like I'm sort of glad it was 4-2 and not 3-2. So it's like this is definitive. Like this is like we were, bad all around. And again, it's like individual brilliance. And one thing about that whole individual brilliance everyone's been talking about, it's like United is a team of individuals. And I sat down, I thought about it. It's individual brilliance and individual mistakes. I cannot remember the last time I'd say, okay, this was a well-worked team goal that we have conceded. It's all, excuse my French, but it's always some bullshit, man. It's like, oh, Fred gets bullied by 21-year-old Livramento, or Maguire gets caught ball watching,
Great, bro.
Or even, bro, I even come for my favorite. I even come for my favorite, or even like Bruno gets the ball and it's like, oh, it's like Bruno. He plays like, okay, he gets the ball. 2 seconds, the ball's gonna explode like a Call of Duty grenade. And he's like, so it's always through either individual greatness or just individual like craziness, and that is one thing that it's down to the coaching. Like definitely down to the coaching. I don't buy all this, even for how much I go in on guys like Fred and McTominay. Like any good coach can make them work. Any good coach can make them work. Like Delph was a key component of City's Centurion season. Like Fabian Delph probably doesn't walk into any midfield in the top 6.
Yeah.
Except United, obviously. So like it all comes down to the coaching. And I'm after yesterday, I was just like, I'll go watch Verstappen race or something because I'm done with this.
Yeah, they're not racing.
I know, right? Yeah. I'm just over it. And at this point, it's like Atalanta and Liverpool. This could be, like the axe. I feel like the axe is, is hanging above his head. And I know the Liverpool fixture is always the deciding fixture, And last thing I'd say is I'm still it's still me hanging on to some sort of hope this time in the board, because I feel like there is still time to save the season.
Yeah.
There is still time to save the season.
Early.
It's very early that,
save it to what though?
Save it in the sense that we can bring someone in. Ideally for me, I'd say Zidane. Zidane is like the ideal candidate for me. But I don't know,
Save it to what though?
Save it to what in the sense that
to what expectation are you saving it to? That's my question. When I people say that,
just I don't want to say exactly like Chelsea, but kind of sort of like Chelsea did last season.
Okay.
Where someone comes in, you can see the actual patterns of play, you can see the improvement, you can just enjoy watching your team again. Like we win games, and you see me. I always put funny stuff in group chat, and I'm like, oh, like this is me like begrudgingly collecting these 3 points because like I don't deserve it, And it's tiring, man. It's tiring. Like I mean, I'm all for the vibes. Like I said, I came into.
I wish I was petty, man.
Nah, I mean, you have every right to be like, because I want to be a fan. I know I want to be a fan. Like as a fan, you want to be hopeful. You wanna have good aspirations for your team, but man, Ole, I love you as personality wise, you seem like a great guy, but man, you're killing me right now.
You haven't said
killing me, huh?
Are you out? You haven't said the magic word.
I don't believe in labels, man. I feel like I feel like I mean,
you said it's time for them to make a change. Okay.
yeah. So I mean, okay. So I mean, you guess you could say that's out, but I mean, I'm reluctant to say because I don't trust that my board will actually sack this man. I don't.
Trust? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fair. That's a fair comment.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm like on the edge. Yeah. I mean, that's all I have to say. Some things have to change.
Before we go to Ola,
Yeah.
let's see this. I was like, ooh,
He's hydrating.
This long comment. This is like a whole damn.
Oh my God.
All top teams control the game, especially against less opposition. United is never in control of any game. That's a fact. United have players with a lot of ego. That's a fact. Ronaldo is good, but I don't think they should have signed him. Modern football requires everyone working in unison from top to bottom. Ronaldo won't do that, but you can bench him. Always protected by his class of 92 colleagues. Ferdinand, Neville, Scholes are all his mates. They always get around the issue of terrible manager. You know, if I don't like what you've done on the man. You've taken a lot of the points I wanted to.
You should have had him on today.
I don't want to show. Just go and talk.
We should have had him on today, really. Yeah.
Yeah, you should have. But good comments on him. I'm joking. Thank you for coming. These are great comments. Because I want to end it before we go to weekly awards. Then we'll end the show. Okay. I swear I bring some balance. I always like to talk after him, not before him. Okay, Kwame. Let's go.
What is the question specifically?
So, because I had to ask her a different problem because she's from the outside looking in.
Okay, so you asked her what are the 3 things that are wrong with Manchester United.
Well, that's our outside looking in, right?
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer.
Wow, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, yes, I'll repeat the same questions actually. What I think.
Also, her answer is mine. So there is not. I think what is wrong with United is one problem. There is only one. We don't need to go 2 or 3 or any. It is one. Yeah. And the reason I'm eliminating other possible answers is this. While we have issues with the Glazers and whatever, okay, I think we must accept as fans that look, the issue of whether an owner sells the club, that's out of our control, especially the Glazers. Yeah. We don't have we can't control that. We must accept it, right? We can influence them to make decisions such as buy a player, such as improve the infrastructure in the stadium, such as fire a coach, such as, maybe how they run the club. We can try to influence that. But regarding the ownership, we cannot do anything. No. So I feel like my efforts are, at least at this point, are wasted on that end. That's why I'm ruling out the problem of the Glazers. And they don't coach. Yeah. Malcolm Glazer is not on the pitch, on the sideline, trying to coach. No, that's not his job. The reason I'm ruling out the players is this. It is impossible for a squad of 22, 23 players, however many players, to all be shit at the same time. It is impossible. And even if they are shit at the same time, you cannot sack 22 players. You will be left with no football club. Another point regarding the players, regardless of the combination, right, that Oli plays, whether in the center back or in that midfield pivot, we still get ran over. He has played the McFred sandwich. I always talk about it. And you know what? I have to apologize to the McFred sandwich because now
it's not their fault.
Huh?
It's not their fault, right?
It's not their fault because I have seen several combination of midfielders in that position. Now, I hate the McFred sandwich. I hate them. I do not like them. But I think it was Daniel that said it.
It's mayonnaise. There's no spice, just mayonnaise. It's very basic.
Right. There's no meat in the middle. It's just buns, right?
And mayonnaise.
No sauce.
No sauce.
Bread and mayonnaise.
Call the guy Mac Sauce, more like Mac Water, I don't like them, but under a different system, they're not that poor.
Yeah.
Right? I've seen this man play Matic and Pogba. The defense still gets run over.
Yeah.
I've seen him play Van der Beek and Nemanja Matic. It will still lose. I've seen him play McTominay and Pogba. It is still the same result.
We have not seen McTominay, Matic, and Fred because that's
we lose 7-0.
Next week we are playing He's going to bench Pogba. I'm just letting you see what's going to happen.
Probably.
He's going to bench Pogba. He's probably going to bench.
He plays McFred.
He's playing McFred, Matic,
and Matic.
Everything too much. Just
watch. And probably a back three as well.
He's playing a back three.
He's definitely playing a back three.
Yeah,
he is, that's for sure. So we've seen several combination of these midfielders, and the football and performances are still poor. For like the results might be good, but then Daniel just said it. Even when we win, just begrudgingly grabbing the
3 points. But I'm angry.
Now let's go to the center back position. We have seen Harry Maguire and
Varane.
Champions League Varane, right? Then, bro, only Oli can make Varane look like Titus Bramble. Only Oli can make Rafa Varane look like freaking Joseph Yobo. Shout out to my Nigerian brother. Right? We've seen a combination of Varane and Lindelof this season, right?
You like that.
They were not good. We've seen a combination of Harry Maguire and Victor Lindelof. They still get ran against. What am I trying to say? In my match reaction yesterday, it's the same thing. Like when the spine of the team is always getting attacked, that is a coaching issue.
Yeah.
When your defenders are always under attack, when they always look like they have no protection, the spine of the team is bad. And that is a systemic issue. That is something that has to be changed system-wise. So when going back to the original question, the problem is one thing, and that is I am absolving the players. Yes, this is me 100% absolving all the players at Manchester United, because I am able to, we've gathered enough evidence over the last almost 3 years to know that it is a system issue.
Yeah.
And I would rather talk about how we can get rid of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer than the problem, because everybody knows the problems.
Yeah. Great points. I'll pick on 2 things so that we don't belabor them. Then everybody knows how long I've been saying this. I've been saying it for such a long time. I've gotten clowned in different ways. Daniel knows the full. Maybe Oga Kwame just says I know the full picture of how many United fans who are the Ole inners, clowned me. Like tried to last season. I need to clown Oga Kwame too, because he's very blatant about it. But when I kept telling people that this is not sustainable, like just to paint the picture very clearly and very simply, I look at people who are like diehard obsessed about Ole the same way when we had Jose. The same way. I look at them the same way, because the underlying thing between both of them is this. They just care more about being right. More than like, oh, what's actually going on. No, it's the truth. It really is the truth. Last season felt so much like Jose's second season. Solid second season when we came second under Jose. Mm-hmm. People that remember me, I was one of the few people then that I was crying out. I was telling people that this is not, because I play fantasy, I look at stats, I do all those things. I was looking at the stats. I'm like, guys, this is not sustainable. This thing we are doing where David had like a out of this world, out of his mind season, and we came second. And people were like, oh, I said something needs to change drastically. I'm not saying fire the manager. I didn't say fire the manager. I was just saying then, yes, we came second. It feels good. We got 82 points, highest points ever since Ferguson. A lot of people are attacking me so many times. I said, that's fair. I'm saying next season, right, something needs to change. We need to be more cohesive, because you know what's going to happen next season? I tell everybody this every time. Daniel knows that. I say this league is a copycat league.
Yep.
People look at your weaknesses and they're coming for it with like bazooka, everything. That is the same reason why Pep, Klopp have remained, because they adapt every season.
They keep changing.
They adapt. Last season, Pep adapted last season and became slow possession. So all that counter-attack that they were getting, he figured that out. People are coming for them, and they started the slow possession. And that's when they became this great defensive team that all of a sudden, wow, City can defend. No, they put it out and they just keep the ball like 90% of the time. You're not going to touch the ball. And when you try to go the tactical foul, you quickly in very safe positions. I saw it then. I was like, this is not going to work. Where Solskjaer just feels we're just going to rely on individual players to figure it out and hit people in counter on the space. Because people are going to figure that that's what you're doing. Mm-hmm. People have figured him out.
Yep.
As simple as that.
Yep.
They figured him out from like end of last season. We had that good run. People figured out Solskjaer since end of last season. It's as simple as that, and he cannot react. It's as simple as that. Like we can say anything, people have figured out this is what you want to do, and he cannot react to it now. Because damn, I don't even have the pieces to react to it. That's the funny thing. He sold the one piece who was terrible, I think, but was very good for counter-attacking football, Daniel James. He sold it. That tells you clearly, like, that counter-attacking thing, he stumbled on it. And when he stumbled on it, he always started in big games. He would just sit back, counter.
One thing I'd say to piggyback off your point is, especially when it comes to this whole individualism, I think after, it was December 18th, 20. I'm trying to remember the morning I woke up and saw the news Jersey had been sacked. One of the best days of my life.
It was
18th, yep.
It was one of the best days of my life.
Yes. So anyway, I feel like, Ole coming in at that point as caretaker was a breath of fresh air. And when first game, I believe Cardiff, was it 5 or 6-0? What thing we were all happy about, in terms of breath of fresh air, was how the players were able to express themselves.
Absolutely.
Right? And that expression, 3.5 years down the line, has come into a point where it's, like I said, that last pod, it's like 11 guys come to the field for pickup, and I'm like, okay, this is what I can do. I'm Marcus Rashford. I'll do a croqueta here. Spin through defenses, and I'm Bruno. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's like it's the same. It's the same. Yeah. So you haven't seen any actual gradual progression. It's the whole fluid. The whole fluid. The myth of we're playing fluidly, but it's more so just go out there, do your thing. Which is why guys like Martial and Co were really, really thriving, when he came back in, when he came in. But it's gone to a point where you have to develop a system now. And this is where he's getting found out, because and our Nigerians would say, he know to sabi, he doesn't really know.
And you say this a lot. I don't know how much people listen, and it is true that the football we watched in the early 2000s, late 2000s, it's different now, at least over the last 7 years. I would say maybe a decade, but at least over the last 7 years. Systems have become a lot more important in modern day football.
Playing 4-2-3-1 in 2021.
In 2020, because the thing is, this so-called smaller teams, right? They know they can't compete with us in terms of talent for talent. Bruh, with all due respect, Yuri Tillemans is not Pogba's mate. The talent is different. So what they do is that they develop systems, right, that will match you, not in terms of talent, but not in terms of making your system not work. Look, football is one thing, creating space. That's it. Football is.
I'm always reveling as well. It's amazing. Highlight of my day so far. This is wonderful. I should have had some champagne.
I can see your face.
Man.
Wow. So let's
you know what's sad about that?
What?
That's from a freaking Arsenal
fan.
Oh wow, that is
an Arsenal fan. If anybody should feel sadness for his team.
To end is very simple. Is this beginning of the season when everybody were reveling and like, I did the pod. I was like, what do you think United need? What's our best signing? I said it.
We are good.
I got a lot of people like, what are you saying? I said the best signing we can make is to move on from Solskjaer and go to Antonio Conte. I remember I said it there, and I got a lot of, what do you mean? Conte is this. He threw back to you. I said, okay, I get what you mean. He falls out with management. That's fine. His football is very boring. That's okay. Antonio Conte is the one guy that's available, in my opinion. I know people are saying Zidane is a fair shout to. I get it. I just think where we are in our development, we've done the big boy move. We got big man CR7 back, meaning we want to win the big things. He said they want to win the Premier League. That means you need to win now, meaning this year or next year. I don't think Zidane is going to come to this team and get us to win now, because one of the other things that I think you can fix very quickly is what Tuchel did in Chelsea. compactness, structural organization.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any manager in a long time, within 2 or 3 years. He has shown it in 2 different clubs, at least that I've seen in my eyes. He did it Chelsea, he did it Inter. Where he comes in and immediately structural compactness. It's going to be very hard to beat. And we know we have the talent that we can hit you and score goals based on how I structurally organize them, how they move the ball. But it's going to be hard to beat. That's why I said Conte, because I looked at it, I was thinking hard. So, and I asked one question to somebody, the person couldn't answer. Like, you guys want all these great soccer play managers. That's fair. Like Klopp or Pep, if they're available, guess what? They're not available. They're with our rivals. But because they're not available, you get the best thing available.
And
like, the way I look at it is, in 2 years, Ronaldo is gone. Or at least it's 39, 40. Come on. He's going to decline so badly. Right? In 2 years, we probably don't have Pogba because he's not even signed his contract. It's like, nope, I will to end of season. In 2 years, we're still doing this. Bruno is saying, it's looking at Madrid. Like, in 2 years, Maguire, okay, is our best player.
He goes back to Sheffield.
Let's go Varane. Let's go Varane. Varane is 31 in 2 years. Like, come on, guys. Let's call a spade a spade. We need a manager for now based on the profile of our spine that we have now. So why not go get somebody and listen to his demands? If it's 1 or 2 players and you get him, and I said it during summer that's why things are best signing. People didn't listen then. Like, oh, this season like the same way. And funny enough, this is actually, you know what's very funny? This is actually Solskjaer's best start to the season. I want people to see that United fans go and think, and just let that, anybody that is watching the United fan, just let that sink in.
Wait, say that again.
Point-wise in the EPL, this is Solskjaer's best.
Oh yeah, this is best start to the season. But you know why why the outrage, why the so-called disarray is not
misplaced. 3 years. 3 years now.
It's not even. I'm not even looking at it from the perspective of time. It's more so the quality of the players that you have.
You know.
Oh man, Linger, please put us out of our misery next week. Please.
Nah, man, I'm loving this.
Misery next
week. I got to move on.
I just want to. I agree. I totally agree because I was on the. You know what? I think I prefer Zidane kind of train. But then you're right. What we need is stop the bleeding. Right? What happens when you get a gunshot wound at the hospital? What do? Stop the bleeding. That's what you need to do.
I'm skeptical of that thought because that was literally what we tried with Mourinho, and it did not end well.
I'll tell you the mistake people always say that when they say this. The mistake people forget is Mourinho had shown us when we got him that I am slowly becoming a has-been. Yes, he won the league the 2 seasons before, but the season before, we literally saw him burn Chelsea to the ground. Chelsea were in relegation zone, bro. I want you to think about that. They were 17th. He was showing, and the thing people always forget is his methods were no more working again. And all his players were revolting against his methods. Like, bro, you say everybody should track back. Okay, yes, we've tracked back. We're now 7. How do we now move the ball forward? When we win the ball in our penalty box, everybody's pressing us. You could see them Hazard, they were all revolting against his methods. It worked that season, they won the league, yay. But guess the following season, they revolted against his methods. It wasn't working. He was a has-been. LVG was a has-been.
We're stuck in a time loop, man.
Conte is not a has-been. And even if Conte doesn't work, who cares? Do Chelsea care? Chelsea fire manager and make sure until they get it right.
Why are we so sentimental? That's another thing.
I don't know.
I'm like, which top club?
I heard this Arteta. Like, that's why I don't want Gerrard to come to Liverpool for like 10 more years. Like, become a good manager. Don't just come and play on our heart.
Yeah, but the thing with Arteta is, I feel he has earned it. At least he gave them a trophy. He's earned that benefit of doubt.
Get him out! Get him out of my club!
You become a legend in the street.
I live for his match reactions, honestly.
Every time this match reaction go out, people text me personally. I've had somebody text me.
Like, where is it?
On like Facebook Messenger. It's like, oh, Ayo, this day I know you don't know me, but hey, where's the match reaction?
Where's the match reaction?
Only when we lose or we have a bad guy, like, wow.
And people feed off of that so much. I only look at Arsenal fan TV, for example, after they've lost. Like, one's like, all right, whatever.
Oh, man. So, we've come to, before we do weekly awards, predictions. Liverpool.
Predictions
For the Man U Liverpool game?
Yeah. Let's start with Lingard.
It's hard for me to predict until I've watched at least a little bit at the beginning, but I see 3-1.
Liverpool.
In favor in 3-1 who?
I mean, of course we're gonna beat you. Come on now.
I'm just asking.
That's 1-3 now.
Yeah. No, I think we're gonna win. I mean, honestly, you never know though. I think United have been pretty shit, but like in a derby with like, even though they don't have the same feeling, like these players aren't gonna stab each other like they used to back in the day. You honestly never know. It might just be the game where everyone's like the individual brilliance all clicks. I think like 3-1 though.
Wow, you're violating. She just came violence.
Oh my god.
She's on smoke. On smoke.
You asked me to come here. I'm grading papers right now.
I don't know. I'd say maybe 2-1 or 3-1. Yeah, I think Liverpool win 2-1. I'm not very confident. 3-1. Someone says maybe 3-2. I don't see us scoring 2 goals. The one goal I think probably comes from Rashford. Just because it's, I don't know. Rashford does tend to step up in the big, or maybe even Ronaldo. If he does not do this silly thing of wanting to start Ronaldo against Atalanta and then bench him, or do something silly. But I think, yeah, probably 3, especially if we're going more defensive. That might end up backfiring because our defenders, we don't have, our choice center backs are not fit, and I don't think they will be fit even in terms like Maguire's not a mentality monster. Like 14 seconds into the game yesterday from kickoff, he gets the ball, Leicester fans boo, and then he kicks. He misplaces it, goes out for a throw in. Pressure on him, all that stuff, and he's not even physically fit. So I don't know. Yeah, I'd say 3-1 we lose. I don't see us winning.
I got comment.
3-0 Liverpool.
Wow. Okay. I think a very, very boring 0-0 draw. I'm joking.
True. We also draw a lot.
I'm joking. Nah, Liverpool's going to score. I think a 5-3.
I'm trying to be nice, but man,
we're going to lose 1-2.
You're defending donkeys. I just can't even wait. Can't wait.
I think we're going to lose 1-2. I think we're going to play probably one of the best games we played all. It's going to be one of those games where, United played well. You could see the passion, intensity. We're going to lose 1-2. Because
let me tell you why.
I'm tired of this time loop. Because that's what always happens.
It's coming with a 5-3-2. It's coming, guys. Just get ready for it.
Yeah.
Maguire, Lindelof. If Varane is fit, it's probably Varane. If Varane is not, because we don't put Varane. If he doesn't have fit, I trust. That's how Tuchel operates. He has shown us this for so long. People get shocked every time. I have fit. Oh, you're my guy. He's going to play over. Oh, I don't trust you. That's Tuchel. He's done this years and years and years. So 5-3-2 is coming out. He's going to play wing backs of Wan-Bissaka
and Telles.
He's going to play Fred,
McTominay, Matic.
That's what he's going to play. And
up top, Ronaldo, Rashford.
Is that Ronaldo, Rashford, or Bruno and Rashford? That's what he's going to do. And Bruno will be playing second striker. That's what's going to happen. Just get ready for it.
He benches Ronaldo for the derby.
He might bench Ronaldo and play him Atlanta. That's probably what's going to happen. But yeah, I think we will still lose regardless. Because Liverpool, it might look tight in the beginning. Klopp will figure out, this is what you're trying to do. Cool. He will switch it up. And they're going to beat us. So it is what it is. There's no point trying to fun. You said what?
I think it's going to be fun.
It'll be fun.
For you.
Will Scott just be ranting? Oh, I'm not very ranty. I don't know.
You don't rant? You don't rant? You don't seem like you rant.
I curse them out and cry. But it's less fun.
Curse them out and cry. Okay, let's go to our weekly awards to end the show. This has been so much fun. Let's end the show weekly awards. So, Linga, how we want you to do like a kudos for the week. And it could be any football moment you witness for the last, let's say because internationals, if you can even start from international, it doesn't, from like the last 7 days. So it doesn't matter.
Okay, kudos. I think it's kind of a tie between giving, of course, a shout out to Mo, who's just playing unbelievably.
They give multiple kudos.
Okay, and then I think Mendy had such a good game, and it's still like, I know that keepers don't usually make it onto the Ballon d'Or nominations, but it just still feels bizarre to me. Because usually if you've won the Champions League, randomly a lot of your team will make it.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of bullshit. So he gets a kudos for me as well from just having an incredible few years.
He does. Okay. Do you have any donkey for the week?
Oh yeah. Ole is a donkey. And not because he's a bad manager, even though he is, but like the prioritizer football thing to Rashford really got under my skin. And he said a lot of nice things about the work that Rashford does, but it's like it's not like Rashford's like getting arrested in Greece. Like he's like trying to help people who are hungry. So and that just really annoyed me.
It did.
I was even more gleeful than usual that United lost and Rashford scored because Ole needs to prioritize learning how to be a manager.
Exactly.
Wow, we have so many good lines from today. It's crazy.
So many good lines from Lingard. Like, wow. You know what you took? That was one of my.
Yep.
You took it from me. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I posted it. I saw some people try to defend it. I thought I didn't want to get into it because I know how our people get. You know, Africans how we get, or just men or people generally how we get very sensitive football. I've had too many altercations with people that I don't even talk to anymore because of football. Because so I've got to the point where I'm like. I don't when I see something that is dumb, literally dumb, I don't engage anymore. I say, okay, that's dumb, but I just move on. Like, you know, there people anybody tries to make some sense. I knew some guy tried to on the group. I'm like, what are you saying? Like, no, what are you saying? This is dumb. This is really dumb. And yeah, only gets because that's one of the things that people we know, like the racial context that happens in football, or things that when people just shut up and dribble, it's like, oh, I'm gonna praise you. So if you're going to praise, just keep the praise all the way. Like it was unnecessary and it was tone deaf. Like what do you gain from just putting it there? Saying, what do you gain? It just gives nothing from
factoring
my donkey of the week.
Yeah, factoring into the fact that he's also partly responsible for Rashford being out for so long.
Right.
You know, making him play through injury and all that. So making him, focus on not necessarily it's not even a focus because I mean, you go for training ends what? 3 p.m. every day, and you have the rest of your day. Like, why not do something for your community? Like, what's wrong with that? You know, it's messed up.
It was dumb. Yeah. It was so. When I saw it, I didn't hold back. I posted it. I know some people try to do no. I don't care.
It was also pointless. Like, why?
It wasn't necessary.
Like, Klopp wouldn't. Even if you believed that, Klopp would never say it. Like, what do you? How does that?
What do you gain from that? What do you gain? So yeah, that was very dumb. I agree. That's my own joint donkey of the week. My kudos for the week goes to I have a couple. I think to the guy. I think Newcastle the game Spurs.
Yeah, Dyer and Reguilon.
Yeah, Reguilon. That was fantastic. Yeah. Understanding that there's more than football. Absolutely. And that's something that I was saying. That was part of my donkey thing. Like there's more to football than results. Who cares? The Glazers can leave Ole there for 5 years. Who cares? Eventually they will see the diminishing return and they'll fire. Like okay, I don't care. So that's the way I see it. Okay, we'll wrap up before then. So that my kudos is that. Second one, of course, is Salah. I mean, this is becoming ridiculous. Every week now, he's scoring like wonder goals. Like, what is that? We don't like that. We don't like that.
I'm looking at like a bunch of different. Like, I'll bring my Liverpool stuff down next time I'm here. looking up at Mo.
She got more.
She has more.
Oh, I have a lot more. I have all this stuff, and then I have a lot more.
So that we can end. Go, Kwame. Quickly, yo.
Kudos. My kudos. The medical intervention at St. James Park today has to be almost reminiscent of the Euros with Eriksen. Mohamed Salah as well. At this point, honestly, I think Salah is just taking the piss now. Like it's just dude is just like, I know you're somebody's father, but I'm gonna sit you down. Right? No, I know you're somebody's son and somebody's husband or whatever.
Defenders be lying in the grass like this, watching
on global television. Man, nah. So of course. Donkey of the week. I'm sorry, it has to go to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. And that whole focus on football thing, of course, as soon as I saw that, reminded me of the LeBron James with the Fox News.
Shut up and dribble.
And I think that is Daniel talked about how Ole is partly responsible for why Rashford is in. Actually, he's wholly responsible for why Rashford is injured. And I think that stems from the idea that athletes are nothing but that. Athletes, right? So when Rashford is injured, it's like, man, get up here and play. Get up here and play. I don't care if you injure your back. I don't care if you injure. I don't care. You are going to play football because that is what you should do. So that was a very dumb comment, and I think that comment is indicative of. I think it's indicative of how Oli is slowly unraveling. It's not the stupid comment he's made in the last couple of weeks. This man has been on a roll. So I think the axe is about to fall, and he's feeling the pressure. I said it before December, before you guys wish yourselves Happy New Year. The man gonna be gone. He's gonna be back in mode.
Okay, Daniel, to wrap it up.
Kudos for the week. I mean, obviously St. James Park, yes. Edward Mendy, definitely.
Yeah.
Mo Salah. I said it yesterday. I'm gonna say it again on the record. I think top 3 greatest African players of all time.
I think so too.
Of all time.
Absolutely.
For me, he was first, and then someone reminded me of Eto's back-to-back trebles, and I said he was second. And then people who are much older reminded me of George Weah, so I said, okay, now he has to be in the top 3. Somehow he has to be in that top 3 for me. It's ridiculous, and he keeps getting better. Donkey of I can't think of anyone bar the social comments. They really, really rub. I woke up yesterday angry. Like I was angry before kickoff, and then throughout the game, I just got so frustrated. And then I'm like, it's not just the comments, but just everything, even prior to international break, the whole resting Ronaldo before the Everton game, only for Ronaldo to go and score 3 goals in 2 games during the international break. I'm like, you know what? Even Sir Alex said to Khabib that you always want to start your best players or whatever. And I mean that's get him out.
If I move it extended, get him out. Keep dreaming. Permanent unsackable employee. Well,
Gary Neville as well.
Gary Neville, yes.
Gary Neville, yes.
He's showing his ass on Twitter.
He's a dickhead.
Yeah, everyone.
Wait, what did he say? What did he do?
Well, you can go ahead. No, you can go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, he's doing the whole attacking players, saying the reason why they're not playing well is like players are lazy. They are
my God.
Player. Yeah, he's doing that. Players are not pressing. I'm just like, here we go again. He did the same thing when they pretty much victimized Pogba. This was how he started. Remember, under Jose, it's like, here we go again. Yeah, I called it out there. When I saw it, I was just like, please, I'm not even interested in this. They can keep doing whatever they want. The Manchester United are ready to be a serious club.
I feel like that's not going to work this time because you can't point any fingers at a particular player who is, because everyone, like what I say, the street's favorite players are performing well. Pogba 7 assists, Bruno goes, Ronaldo goes here and there. They're but the favorites who. The McTominay, they don't want to point fingers at those guys, and they don't want to point fingers at man. So it's going to be hard, and they've put themselves in a bind now because guys like Carragher are constantly calling Neville out online. Yes. So it's like,
honestly, I appreciate that, Scout.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Please make Ogas see my only comment.
All right, friends, this was so fun. I really have to go.
No problem.
Thank you all so much. I'd love to be back. Bye.
Well, I think we've come to the end of the show. This was fun. If you're watching this, like, share, subscribe. If you like it, give us a like, share, and subscribe to it. Daniel, thanks for coming.
It's a pleasure.
Okay, Kwame, as always.
Thank you.
All you guys in the comments down.
These comments, man.
You're rocking with us. This is one of the probably best comments sessions we have had in a long time. I can't wait for all the sexuals. Best player in the world right now. I agree. I want United to win the match so that Ole gets 5 more years.
Get him out.
5 more years. Get him out. Keep doing Ole's a permanent unsackable employee.
This time,
as I said before the end of the year,
this time
I know the God that I serve.
What about Maguire? Please make all us my comment. All right, guys, we're out.
All right, see you guys. Bye.